I'll get it.
Morning, Commissioner.
Hi.
Got something for you. Just need your John Hancock right there.
Thank you. Hang on a sec. There you go.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Who was that?
The messenger.
Police business?
Sort of. We've been invited to a party.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of business.
Maybe not.
You are cordially invited to attend the grand opening of Luke's Place on Wednesday, July 6th. The dining room opens at 6 p.m. The casino opens at 9 p.m. Signed, D.L. Brock.
It's not much notice. It's tonight.
Doesn't matter. I wouldn't show up if they invited me a month ago.
What do you say?
Well, this is certainly a switch.
What is?
You're trying to persuade me to have something to do with Luke.
Hey, hold on a second. And what's this got to do with him? I simply want you to reconsider and accompany me to the opening of Port Charles' first casino.
Luke's Place.
Whatever it's called.
You know exactly what it's called and why.
Well, what's in a name?
In that name, quite a lot. Last thing I heard, you two weren't exactly the best of friends.
Nothing's changed.
Then why do you want to go to the opening of his casino?
I don't want to go. I have to go.
We received an invitation, not an order.
It's part of my job to be there.
I don't see why.
I'm the police commissioner. I've gone on record as saying that I oppose gambling in my city. If I don't make an appearance, it looks like I've given up.
Not necessarily.
Look, I intend for them to know I'm going to be watching what they do very closely. It's a message I'd like to deliver in person.
Well, if it's that serious, then maybe you should go without me.
I'd rather not.
There are so many memories, Robert. I'd just rather forget them. I mean, isn't it the same for you?
You know it is. Look, you can't confront the past by running away from it. You've got to deal with it. Why, it can't hurt you anymore.
Easier said than done.
If it had been easy, it wouldn't have been worth doing in the first place.
You're stronger than I am.
Not really. But since I have to go tonight, I really would like to walk in that front door with my wife on my arm.
You will.
Afternoon.
Hi.
Everything okay?
Yes, fine.
You don't look it. What's wrong?
Life is wrong. Well, if it's not wrong, it's strange anyway.
Hey, what prompted this observation?
I've been talking to Celia.
I might have known.
She was going on and on about the casino and how all of Port Charles is excited about the opening.
Everyone, that is, except you and me.
Right. Fun and games.
I think you're a little jaded.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Been in and out of more casinos already than most people here will see in a lifetime.
Real woman of the world, huh?
Yes, remember when I was supposed to be queen of the scam?
I heard about that. It was a long time ago.
Right. A million years ago.
I have the feeling this is all leading up to something. Maybe you've changed your mind about accompanying me tonight?
No, I'll go.
Look, it's just one evening. Be gone. Like that.
If you say so.
Well, I'm going upstairs to change. You coming?
Oh, in a minute.
People have changed their mind in less.
I'll be along. You go ahead.
You seen my silver cufflinks?
They were on your bureau.
They're not there anymore, and I certainly didn't. You're not getting dressed.
Oh, I was just reading this article on Professor Gerald.
Look, you can talk to him yourself in a few seconds. He's due here any minute.
I'm not sure that I feel like going to the casino opening tonight.
I knew it. You've changed your mind again. What is it this time?
Well, I don't have a thing to wear.
Oh. Look, your wardrobe could clothe half of Bolivia. Now, look, not 20 minutes ago you said you were going. What's going on?
Well, I guess I'm exercising a woman's prerogative.
Uh-huh. What does that mean?
Surely you heard we have a right to change our minds.
Not at this late hour, you don't. And not without a good excuse. Now, I repeat, what's going on?
I don't see why we have to have a scene about this.
We don't. You simply go upstairs and get dressed.
I just don't feel like going out tonight.
Then you should have thought about that earlier.
You don't need me there.
It does make it rather awkward for me, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Robert, you're perfectly capable of entertaining yourself.
Yes, but I'm not capable of handling Gerald, Grant, and Celia all on my own.
Robert, wouldn't it be just much nicer if we could spend the evening here together?
You know it would. But this is not the evening.
Okay, then fine. You go, I'll stay here.
I think you're being rather inconsiderate.
Well, I think you're being very rude, trying to force me to go to an affair that you obviously know I don't want to go to.
Why?
I already told you.
And I don't believe you. I think you're trying to pull something.
Oh, plans were made to be changed.
I don't like your attitude, Holly.
I don't like you being so dictatorial with me.
Listen, we have to go.
Why?
Because it's part of my job to be there.
Right, your job, not mine. You're the commissioner and I'm your wife.
Is there something the matter with that arrangement?
No, I just don't want to go.
Because it's Luke's place?
Would you be so damn keen to go if it weren't Luke's place?
You know, I thought we'd gotten all of this right behind us. You know, I don't live my life according to the past.
Robert, if you just try and understand how I feel...
That's just it, I don't. I thought you'd gotten all these feelings for Luke out of your system.
It's awkward, that's all.
Look, we've seen him in public before.
Yes, but never quite this public. All those people at the casino know what's gone on between the three of us. They're just going to be holding their breaths, waiting to see how we react.
Since when do we care what the public thinks?
I just don't like being flaunted like some kind of war trophy.
Is that what you think I'm doing?
I just feel it.
Then forget it. You're not a trophy. You're my wife. And I'm not taking you out simply to make Luke Spencer jealous. Holly, I want you there with me tonight. But I'm not going to force you.
I'll go get changed. Good evening, Professor Gerald. Come on in.
Mrs. Scorpio? My. I remembered you as an attractive woman, but I must say tonight you're particularly beautiful.
Well, thank you, and please, call me Holly. Robert will be down in a minute.
Am I early?
Oh, only a couple of minutes.
I hope I'm not inconveniencing you.
Not at all. It'll give us a chance to chat.
My, what a lovely home you have.
Well, thank you. It took me a while to get it decorated the way I like, but I think most of the work is done now.
Did you do it yourself?
Yes, I did.
Beautiful and with exquisite taste. Your husband's a very lucky man.
Yes, can I offer you something to drink?
Oh, thank you. Perhaps a glass of white wine?
Well, I think I'll join you.
Good.
Robert and I have been really looking forward to having dinner with you.
And I with you. Unfortunately, up to now, the only chance your husband and I have had to talk has been matters concerning security.
Right, your project.
Yes, but it's finished now.
I read about it in the paper today. I'm expecting lots of fascinating conversation from you about it. Now, what was it called again?
The Prometheus Disc.
Well, it sounds very important. Now, the article said that you've been working on it for 14 years?
Steadily, yes. Though I worked on it on and off for a good many years before that.
Well, you must feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment now that you've completed your work.
Thank you. I do. Yes, very happy and relieved.
Yes, I can imagine. The article said that the exposition was planned primarily to introduce your work. That must have put you under tremendous pressure.
It did. I was so worried that I wouldn't finish in time.
Well, you did, happily.
Yes, the disc is finished, and the exposition can open as planned.
Well, that should please the Port Charles Chamber of Commerce. I'm sure they anticipate enormous crowds for the exposition.
Oh, yes, there are people coming from all over the world.
Professor?
Good evening, Robert. How are you?
I'm very well.
May I compliment you on your extraordinarily beautiful wife?
Well, thank you. She just loves to dress up, you know.
Would you like a drink?
Oh, no. Well, I wouldn't want you to spill anything on that lovely dress of yours.
I'm so looking forward to this evening, are you?
Oh, Holly's done nothing but talk about it for days. Haven't you, darling?
Oh, weeks, darling.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you two attend functions like this all the time.
Constantly.
And she never tires of them.
Isn't it a pity that Celia and Grant can't join us?
Yes, but they will be joining us later on, won't they?
I hope so. Grant's schedule can be so erratic.
Well, you know, doctor's always on call.
Well, shall we go?
Yes, look, I'll get the coat. Excuse me, I better get that.
Oh, what was that?
Robert has a communications set up that links him with headquarters.
Oh, modern technology is marvelous, isn't it?
Could you pardon me for a minute? It's a WSB communication. I won't be long.
Well, I think we should sit down again.
Will it be long?
You never know. As you can see, doctors are not the only ones who are on constant call.
Confirmed. DVX courier departed New York for Port Charles on 5 p.m. shuttle. Imperative he be kept under constant surveillance. Possible risk to Prometheus disc, bloody likely. Description, 6 foot, 175 pounds, brown hair, moustache, and green eyes.
Yes, Robert.
Bert, we've got an emergency here, a big one.
Oh, what's going on?
A courier from the DVX is coming here to get the disc. That's top priority. We have to move fast.
What do you want me to do?
The man's arriving on the 5 p.m. shuttle from New York now. I want you to intercept him.
Yeah, well, that plane should be landing in about 15 minutes.
All right, just get there. Now, listen, I've got a description here, but I don't have time to give you the picture, so take this down. He's 175 pounds, about 6 foot in height, moustache, with green eyes.
Okay, got it.
Now listen, I want you to set up a surveillance on this guy. The minute he steps off that plane, I want you to follow him. And be particularly careful of this guy. He happens to be a trained agent. I want constant reports. If he stops for an ice cream, I want to know what the flavor is.
Yeah, you'll know what flavor he orders.
Now listen, this is crucial. You cannot lose this guy.
Oh, you can count on us.
All right, now listen. I want you to have a squad of men ready.
You ready for what?
Action.
Well, any particular kind?
I don't know yet. Just have them ready. I need to see you right away.
Business or pleasure?
I just received a rather important message over the computer.
WSB?
Yes, and it's urgent.
Is Gerald all right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's sitting in my living room right now.
That means it's got to be the disc.
Deduction always was your strong suit, Constance.
Okay, they got it?
Well, I can't go into details now. We're under the gun time-wise. Now, you meet me at Gerald's lab immediately.
Oh, I agreed to have dinner with Luke and Brock before heading over to the casino. Now, I'm expected there at 9.
Look, you get out at dinner. You'll still have plenty of time to get to the casino by 9.
Okay, leave it to me.
Look, I'm sorry about all of that, but I have to go out right now. Why don't you two go on ahead?
Well, if you won't be long, why don't we refresh our drinks and wait here?
Why not, indeed? It's so comfortable. Of course, the company's so charming.
And fascinating. Dr. Gerald is keeping me enthralled with stories about his wondrous invention.
She's just too polite to say how boring I'm being.
Not at all. Your disc is going to be vital to the free world. Why, without it, the exposition would just be another fair. Don't you think so, Robert?
Yeah, of course. Look, I better get going. I'll get back here as soon as I can.
No tampering with the security system.
So far.
And everything seems to be in order.
And that remains to be seen.
Our skepticism is showing.
I have every right to be skeptical.
You really think they're going to make a move now, don't you?
Look, the DVX wouldn't have sent a courier unless they felt the mall had something for them.
Okay, there's the safe. Let's see if the disc is in place. God, I can't believe there's all this commotion over something so small.
Precisely the reason there is so much commotion. Well, there it is.
Okay. Go ahead, open it.
Oh, no.
That's not possible.
You told me. You told me this security system was impenetrable.
Look, let's just deal with the present situation, all right?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that it's been stolen.
See for yourself.
All right, maybe Gerald moved it.
What for?
How the hell would I know? I just think that we better make sure it's missing before we go running all over town looking for it.
What would you like me to do? Go back and ask him? The last thing I need on my hands at this point is an hysterical scientist.
That's very funny.
All right. Let's think this through. Gerald was here a few hours ago, right?
True. So that means if it was stolen, it had to have been done in the last hour or so.
Obviously, the mall isn't delivering it to the DVX. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sending a courier.
And since he just arrived, there hasn't been enough time yet for him to pass it off.
Let's hope so. Bert,
Yes, Robert.
has our man arrived yet?
Just landed. His plane was delayed.
Have you spotted him?
Sure, he's just leaving the airport. Our surveillance unit is following him at a safe distance.
Good. Just make sure they keep him in sight for every second.
Don't worry, they will.
Keep me posted.
Okay. Now what do we do?
Well, best to keep things around here looking as normal as possible.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and go get ready to head over to the casino.
And I will go back to the house and see what I can learn from Gerald.
What about the courier?
Well, Ramsey and his men will keep him in sight.
They better. Because whoever has that disc is going to have to pass it off to that guy.
Too true. This is our one and only chance to close in on him. I'm sorry that it took so long.
Well, we've hardly noticed. Time's flown by, hasn't it, my dear?
Thanks to you, I've been fascinated by this disc of yours.
You're too kind.
No, not at all. I'm really interested in it. Professor has been explaining about the Prometheus disc to me.
Oh.
It all sounded so complicated in the newspaper, but the professor managed to explain it so simply that even I could understand.
Nonsense. You're a very bright young lady.
Well, you must be relieved that the disc is completed.
Yes, I am. And a little sad.
Oh, you shouldn't be sad. You should be so proud. You're making such an enormous contribution to the world.
It's just difficult letting go.
Yes, I imagine it's like sending your child out into the world.
Precisely. I suppose I'm experiencing what psychologists call the empty nest syndrome.
At least the disc is in its safe place, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I haven't forgotten our security talks. The disc is where I always leave it, in a locked drawer in the lab, until tomorrow, when the WSB picks it up for delivery to Washington.
Well, should we be leaving for the casino? Or...
1 minute. I have one more call to make. I won't be very long.
WSB. Yes, Commissioner Scorpio.
Get me Ballantyne.
He's not in, sir.
Then you better find him. I have a top priority message to deliver. One I'm afraid he is not going to like.
He rarely closes the door unless it's something important.
Well, I wasn't under the impression that we were in such a rush.
Oh, we're not really.
Well, why don't we sit down and have another sip of wine?
It's Grant and Celia that I'm worried about. They know that we're going to be picking them up late, but they must be worried by now.
As you no doubt already are.
I just don't understand what's taking him so long.
Bert, you still there?
Yeah, hold on, Robert. Something's coming in.
Sure they haven't lost him?
No. Unit 12 reports that your boy is moving north on 14th Street.
That's down by the factory district, isn't it?
No, north of there, near the library. Robert, I've got 6 units standing by. Do we move in?
Not yet. This chap's just a courier. Stay in his tail, but don't tip him off.
I don't know how long we can keep it up.
You're going to have to for a while. Nobody touches him until he makes contact with the mole. Now, just keep your boys alert, but far away. When contact's made, I need to be there.
He made 2 more stops, and now he's doubling back.
Which direction?
Toward the university, it looks like.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. The mole's already got the disc.
Oh, wait a minute, Robert. Another report's coming in. Yeah, he's definitely heading toward the university. He turned south on University Avenue and is moving toward the main gates. Robert, this is a perfect opportunity to nab him.
No. We continue the tail until we find out what he's up to. Look, I'll be standing by. Hang on here, will you, please? Look, I'm sorry, love, but you and the professor will have to go on ahead. The limo's outside waiting.
It's that important?
Bit of police trouble, but I'll be there later.
Anything I can do?
Well, thank you, Professor, but I'm afraid not. However, I would appreciate it if you could look after my wife for me.
Of course.
Well, don't be too long.
I'll be there.
We'd better hurry, Professor.
Oh,
I'm sure
yes.
Grant and Celia must be going crazy.
Bert?
Right here.
Look, I'm keeping this line open and a second to the WSB. Now I'm bringing in some of their agents. No one sleeps, rests, or blinks until that courier and his contact are behind bars. Scorpio.
It's me. What's the latest on the courier?
Okay, so far it's been a wild goose chase around town. It looked like there was going to be a rendezvous at the university, but it never happened.
Well, where is he now?
Believe it or not, he's heading in your direction.
You mean the mole could be here?
It's a possibility. I'm on my way to join Ramsey right now. Get ready. This whole thing could well end up in your lap.
Oh, I'll be waiting.
Scorpio to Mobile Unit 1.
Ramsey here. Go ahead, Robert.
Listen, I'm at the casino I've just got here.
You got a head start. He's just on his way.
Okay, listen. Now follow him to the entrance, and wait till he's inside, then you enter as well. The WSB men should be here by then, but they've been told to hang back. I'll see you inside.
Right.
Nice to see you.
Robert! Wonder when you're going to show up.
Well, I had a bit of business to take care of.
All right, well, if you're looking for fun and good times, you come to the right place.
Just between you and me, buddy, I'm going to find a whole lot more than that.
These are my really cool.
General Hospital will continue in a moment.
Coming out, the
I'm
same
going to do it
good
again.
shooter. Same good shooter coming out now.
Another shot.
I'll tell you something, the lady's hot. The lady
Shooter coming out again.
I'll make the calls.
Let it ride.
bed stand.
Okay. Give me another.
Cheryl? Where is it? 4. The point is 4.
That's what I like to see.
200 on 8. Hard way.
Hard 8.
200.
Is that too much?
No, ma'am. 200 on the hard 8.
Give me an 8. The hard way.
8!
That is 6 to 1. That's me.
The point is still 4.
Okay. Give me cover on 5, 6, and 8.
Where'd you learn this, English? I said, where'd you learn this?
Dice, please.
The point is still 4. Little Joe.
Okay.
That's good.
5.
All of it on the pass line.
All of it.
Everything.
She's crazy. 4 is a hard point.
What does it mean she's on the pass line?
If she makes some points, she wins.
You mean she gets a 4?
You don't think I can do it, do you?
Like I said, it's a hard point.
You want to make a side bet?
Excuse me, Mrs. Scorpio, I am the house.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Sir.
4 pair of deuces.
All of it stays on the pass line.
Are you sure you want to do that? 2.
Can't you cover it?
I cover all bets. Stay out of this, will you? This is my gig, all right? Stay.
Me?
Yeah. You're lucky tonight.
Must be my lucky night.
I guess so.
Yes, sir.
10. Point.
Whoa.
7 out.
Oh, boy.
You lose. Whoa. Tough luck, Mrs. Scorpio.
You lost.
Oh, why does that sound good? Winning isn't everything. How you play the game. Thanks. I enjoyed myself. So we're going to play
That is hard. All right. Bet it down.
Never seen so black and make your blood.
That's our boy.
Right, so, what do you want done?
Let's see who he makes contact with first.
Robert, are you sure it's going to be someone in here?
Well, somebody's either here or somebody who hasn't shown up yet.
But it could just be another diversion like the university.
No way. Did you see the way he looked around? He is looking for somebody.
All right. So we wait and we nab him after the exchanges.
Preferably while it's in progress. That way we get both.
You know, all of this is pending on us actually seeing the pass.
Well, if we don't, and it looks like it's going down, well, we nab him anyway. You remember the plan.
Oh, yeah. Frisk them and plant the stuff on. But what if he starts a fight?
Well, he's more than just a touch outnumbered. Let's face
I
it.
know that, Robert. I'm talking about all the people in there. There's a crowd. Suppose he has a gun. Somebody could get hurt.
It's essential we move fast, all right? Keep that in mind.
Well, there's Luke.
Excuse me, Luke.
I'm sorry, I'm a little busy. You know
This
what I'm
won't
saying?
take but a second. Now, listen, we need to use your security room to look at the place through your cameras.
You go home and watch your own TV. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you don't understand.
Maybe you don't understand. This is my place, Robert. You see the sign outside, Luke's place. That's me. Now, if you coming in here, you better flash your badge in front of somebody that cares, because I don't.
I'm not giving you much choice, mate.
You got a paper, a warrant, or something?
Bert.
Luke, we're trying to make this as easy on you as possible. Why don't you just let us use the room?
All right, look, I don't want any trouble.
Good. Neither do we. Just help out. Show us where it is.
It doesn't look like he's talking to anyone.
5 minutes at that table and he hasn't spoken to anybody.
Most people don't talk with their money on the line. It's distracting.
The boy has moved in a touch closer then.
Look, what is this clown? Some kind of shoplifter or bank robber? What?
Look, like he's talking to the guy next to him.
Yeah. I don't recognize him, do you?
You know him, Luke?
No.
Did he come in alone?
Look, I'm sorry, Commissioner, but my job here is not to keep track of every sucker that comes in and out. Now, if you gentlemen think you can handle this without me, I have a casino to run, excuse me.
Robert, shall we grab him?
No, not yet.
The WSB men are standing by.
Look.
Hey, he's heading for the exit.
Okay. I'm going out there. You wait here till I'm in place.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I think the man is terrible. He won't even talk to me. I assume we're referring to Grant.
Put a pair of dice in his hands and he goes crazy.
I hope at least he's winning.
He was until I walked up, and then it was craps, and he had to pass the dice. I suggested he might take some lessons from you, and he told me to... Never mind.
Well, gambling affects people in different ways.
Well, it is turning Grant into an absolute ogre.
No diversion. This guy is here for the disc, but something is holding him back.
Robert, how can you be so sure?
I don't know, instinct, experience, call it what you like. This is a man that knows he's being followed.
Well, all units are standing by and ready.
Something is very, very wrong here, Bert.
Well, like what?
I don't know. This guy could walk away, abort the whole mission, and screw up everything.
Well, then the only thing to do is grab him. Then we can search everybody in the place, frisk them all.
I know the mole is here.
Now, how do you know that?
The same instinct that tells me this guy is not going to go ahead with the switch.
An awful lot is riding on your instincts tonight.
Look, if I had something better to ride on, like Secretariat right now, I would.
All right, all right. I'll go in and grab him. Excuse me. Captain Ramsey, Port Charles PD.
Yeah?
I wonder if you'd mind stepping out in the entry.
What for?
I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Maybe when I finish my drink.
Now.
He can laugh, but what of it? All
right, put your hands behind your head. What's this? Just as we thought, drugs.
That's a lie. Somebody planted it on me. It's a frame-up. Frame-up. You just keep your mouth shut. What's going on here?
Possession of an illegal substance. We found this on him.
What's that, drugs?
There's a clean operation here.
Nobody leaves here until we finish the search.
Search for what?
Narcotics. I'm sealing off this entire building. All units, this is Scorpio. Move into position. Nobody leaves this building until I say so.
You framed me.
Shut. I told you to be quiet.
I'm not doing it to you.
Robert, come on, man. I never saw this guy before in my life. This is my opening night. It's a chance for me to start a whole new life. You think I'm going to let some drug dealer in here?
Until this establishment, everybody is searched. No one leaves the building. All right, everybody in this room back. You, cover that door.
I got it. It's cool. I know what you're doing. I know. You're trying to embarrass me. You're trying to wreck my business, aren't you?
I'm not trying to embarrass you or wreck your business. I'm simply upholding the law. Huh?
All right, I got it. You win, man. You are the law. And you think that I'm standing in your way, right?
You read my mind. Excuse me.
All right, everybody! This is a raid!
What?
Illicit drugs have been discovered on the premises, and all gambling will stop immediately.
I'm so sorry. Okay, this is the plan. We stick together.
All right, everybody, let's please settle down. Now, you're all going to be searched Start with them right now. Let's all move around. Let's make it as painless as possible, all right? I don't want to inconvenience anybody any more than I have to. That's the way it's got to be. Please, move around. All of you. All right, everybody. I would appreciate your cooperation. This will only be a few more minutes.
Scorpio's a cool one, isn't he?
Three-ring circus of yours going to go on?
Just as long as it takes.
But we've already been searched.
Thoroughly.
When the commissioner says you can go, you can go.
You got one hell of a nerve, Scorpio.
Light, Brock.
Is Blackie all right?
Yes, Lobby's inside.
Scorpio, I've got to tell you, this is a personal insult to the entire Quartermain family.
Yeah, does that mean that I'm going to get my name in the society page?
Don't tell me this is going to be in the papers.
Look, I have no idea, but if you'll just give me a moment.
When can we get out of here?
I'm trying to tell you. Have they been searched?
Yes, everybody.
Then you're all free to go.
Hallelujah!
I'm sorry for any inconvenience that may have been caused.
Yeah, sorry just won't cut it, Scorpio.
It'll have to do.
It'll have to do? Well, it won't do. I am not going to settle for anything except a full-scale investigation.
Then that's your prerogative, but I want this premises cleared.
You mean we have to leave?
Look, you can't close us down now.
Look, I'm not through here yet.
I have some chips here to cash, and I want my money.
Then, miss, please go in there and cash your chips.
I want everyone out of here.
Not until she gets her money. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to add manhandling and cheating my customers to your other blunders tonight?
Go in and get your money and then please leave.
Well, thank you. I sure don't want to hang around here.
And thank you all for your cooperation.
Holly, what is going on?
I have no idea. Robert hasn't said a word to me since he arrived.
Hey, Spencer, I hate to tell you I told you so.
Oh, go ahead, Scott, tell me.
Well, Scorpio and I were right. Gambling attracts kind of an unsavory element.
I've heard that.
But I did all right, though.
I wouldn't wave that money around here if I were you, Baldwin. There's a lot of people in town that'd love to nail your hide for less than that.
I'll remember that, pal.
Hey, remember this, too. Stay out of my face before I rearrange yours. You have to search you, sir. I beg your pardon? You have to search you. For what? Drugs. Oh, why, sure. Go right ahead. The only thing you're going to find is a pack of gum. And after we get to know each other better, every stick better be intact. It's cute. Mm-hmm.
Right. Everybody that's been searched is now permitted to leave the premises. Staff people can stay, but please confine your movements to this room until the rest of the place has been completely searched.
I beg your pardon. What does that mean, completely searched?
I think the statement's pretty clear.
What's clear, Robert, is that you're trying to wreck my place. Not only have you ruined my opening night business, okay, fine. Now, you wanna pull the whole place down around me, is that it?
This is a police investigation.
This is an A1 farce, and you know it. Okay, you want to play destruction, Robert? Let's go! Let's play destruction!
You quite through?
You take it from here.
Good. Get started. Everybody, I want this place torn apart.
See you later.
All right, crap table. Check all these chips here. Check for any compartments. I want the whole thing torn apart. No secrets.
Professor, are you all right?
Quite frankly, I'm a bit shaken up by all this.
Yes, well, we all are. Why don't we find Grimes and Celia?
There they come.
All right, you search every square inch of this place.
Will do. Come on, let's try the other side of the room.
Robert, please, can you tell us what's going on?
We found someone here in possession of drugs. We're just making sure there are none left on the premises.
Were you aware that this might have happened earlier?
No. Look, I've had the limo brought round. Why don't you all go home?
It's a splendid idea.
Professor, if you could stay for a few minutes, I'll take you home myself.
Thank you, but I'd rather leave now.
I have something very important to discuss with you.
Very well.
The professor will be coming home with me.
Why?
Please go home and don't wait up for me.
All right.
Robert, are you sure you don't want us to wait for you?
No, everything's fine now. Excuse me. Where are you going?
I just wanted to say goodnight to them.
Well, the premises has been closed.
Yes, I understand.
Leo? You hear me?
I think he's ignoring you, Dio.
Yeah, he's ignoring me? Well, I'm going to sue you and your department for every penny you got. You're not going to get a job as a dog catcher after this.
All right. Your turn.
Again? No.
Oh, my men and the WSB boys will cover this side of the casino now.
We're through, sir. No sign of anything. Okay, you and your men can all go.
What a shame, Robert. You and your scouts didn't find even one little pill?
No. Lucky for you.
Nothing to do with luck, pal. I run a clean joint. I'm gonna keep running a clean joint.
Well, you won't be running anything for a while because I'm closing you down.
Wait a minute, you can't do that to me.
I've done it.
Why don't you just put a knife in my back, man?
Look, a few days isn't going to make much of a dent in your business.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about a reputation.
You don't have one yet.
That's right. You're sure making sure that I get the worst one possible in this town, aren't you?
Look, there was a man discovered on this premises dealing in drugs.
No, wait a minute. There was no dealing going on in here. You can't prove that drugs passed hands in here. Nobody even had drugs in this place except the guy you popped. Now, the house is not responsible for him.
Nobody said it was.
You're saying it was by, what, closing me down? You're saying it was by popping him in here? You followed him in here, man. You could have got that jerk out on the street.
Look, I don't want to hear about this, and I don't have the time for it. Now, your people can go.
What's going on?
He's trying to close us down, Dio.
On what grounds?
How many do you want?
Tell it to the Marines. I'm getting my lawyers to reopen this place immediately.
Try it.
I will.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to have you wait this long.
What is happening?
Shall we?
Want some company?
Now, that sounds good.
Great. Get your refill.
Good idea. Drugs, huh, Robert?
I still don't know why we had to come to my office.
This seemed to be the best place to say what I have to say.
Well, couldn't you have told me at the casino or in the car?
This requires absolute secrecy.
It's serious, then.
I don't know how to tell you this, Professor, but...
Please, whatever it is, I'd rather you got right to it.
That business at the casino tonight had nothing to do with the drug bust. We were searching for your disc.
What?
At some point on your way over to my place, the disc was taken from your lab.
Stolen? My disc has been stolen?
You better sit down, Professor.
Well, that can't be. You must be mistaken.
Connie and I came over here earlier and checked. It's gone.
It's not possible. I locked everything exactly as I was instructed. The security system was on. I know it was.
It was.
I just don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Professor, it's not there.
You looked in the wrong place. You must be mistaken. So it's true then. It is gone.
We're doing all we can to find it, but...
Doing all you can? You were supposed to protect my work. You swore to me that nothing would happen.
Sorry, Professor.
Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Well, we thought that we could find the disc and then return it here without having to worry you.
You mentioned that you and Connie were here. Why?
I had a communique from the WSB. The DVX were dispatching a courier to Port Charles. That could only mean one thing.
He was going to steal my disc.
No. That's the mole's job. He would then pass it on to the courier. We had a surveillance unit set up at the airport, and we followed him. We thought that we could catch them both during the pass.
Well, what happened?
Either the transfer never took place, or we missed it.
Is that what that business at the casino was about?
Yeah. The casino's the perfect place to do a transfer like this. The people, the gambling, plus the fact that the disc itself looks like a gambling chip. We searched everyone.
But it was fruitless.
Yes.
The man you have in custody, is he this courier?
He's just a highly paid messenger. Probably had no idea what he had to pick up.
I still can't believe it's gone.
Professor, I know how much time you've put into this project, what it means to you, and what it means to the world. We will find it.
You must. Look here. Our lives may depend on it.
What do you mean?
What worries me most is something I've never told you. It didn't seem important at the time, but now... There's a reason I kept the disc in this lead box. When the disc is exposed to air, to outside impulses, such as the sun or electricity, the disc acquires lethal properties.
Well, what sort of lethal properties?
The kind that could cause a cataclysmic explosion. One that could wipe out an entire city.
Good Lord. Well, how long does it have to be exposed before this happens?
I don't know. It depends on where it's kept.
Can't you give me some sort of time frame?
30 days? 60 days? I'm not sure.
Well, one thing's for sure. While that thing's floating about out there, we're sitting on a time bomb.
You're home.
It's late. What are you doing up?
Couldn't sleep.
Upset about what happened?
Curious, actually. Have you been with Professor Gerald all this time?
No, I had to go to the station to question the guy we busted.
Couldn't Captain Ramsey or one of the officers done that?
There were some things I needed to find out.
Such as?
Routine questions.
Then why did you have to do it?
My, aren't we inquisitive tonight?
Aren't we secretive tonight?
Look, Holly, I really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I can tell. This all seems very important for a mere drug bust.
Can't put much past you, can I?
So there is more to it than you're saying.
Why do you want to know?
Because I'm interested in your work.
Well, look, I'm afraid you really can't be part of this.
But I've helped you before. You even said so.
That's right, but not this time.
Why?
That's too dangerous.
This has something to do with Professor Gerald's project, doesn't it?
It's for your own good, Holly.
You're shutting me out.
I'm protecting you.
Oh, Robert. I'm hardly some fragile flower that needs protecting. I've had an adventurous life myself.
Yeah, and that's all in the past now.
Well, maybe some of the things I've learned can help.
No.
Please, Robert.
Look, you cannot be part of this. Now, trust me, understand, will you?
Yes, I think I do understand. Maybe this isn't a police matter at all.
Meaning?
Meaning maybe you're just harassing Luke.
That is ridiculous, and you know it. Scorpio.
It's me. Can you talk?
Sort of.
Holly's there?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm at the casino.
You alone?
Well, at the moment. I left Luke sleeping on the sofa.
You always did have a way with lullabies.
Look, did you find the disc?
No, we missed it. But it had to be in that casino somewhere.
So it still might be here?
Yeah. And look, you know what it looks like, don't you?
Yeah, a gambling chip. Let me take a look around. I'll see what I can find.
Be extremely careful.
Robert, I can take care of myself.
I mean it, Connie. There are things you don't know yet. Now, if you find it, you'll call me immediately.
Yes, I promise I will.
Sleep tight.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Now, if Ballantyne caught Flight 107 out of Washington, he should arrive in Port Charles any minute. Correct? No, I've already taken care of that. I called Gerald, and he's standing by to meet with Ballantyne and me. What? Yeah, affirmative. Thank you.
Your raid on the casino certainly made the paper. You're all over the front page.
Well, I expected that.
Did you also expect what the story seems to suggest? That the raid was only to harass Luke?
Holly.
Yes?
Is that what you think, too?
I fixed us some coffee.
Killing two birds with the one stone, I see.
What on earth is that supposed to mean?
Bird one. I wanted some coffee, and thank you. Bird two. By going out and making it, you neatly avoided answering my question.
What question?
Question to which I really would appreciate an answer. Do you really think, that that raid the other night was nothing more than my personal desire to harass Spencer?
Frankly, I have no idea why that raid took place last night. And instead of asking me to guess, why don't you tell me?
I've already told you. I cannot share this with you.
Obviously.
Look, don't you freeze up on me now. I can't take you into my confidence at this particular point. For this particular... It wouldn't be safe.
All I know is that you won't.
Not won't. Can't.
Then that leaves me to draw my own conclusion.
You're being unfair, Holly. I do not have any personal animosity towards Luke, regardless of your obvious interest in him.
No, who's being unfair?
I haven't lost my powers of observation, dear.
What are you talking about?
The way you got off gambling with him the other night?
Nonsense.
Is it?
Damn right it is. You've got Luke on the brain.
Where have you got him?
Robert, stop it. Is Luke's presence going to be the background for all our emotions? Is everything we say and do just going to be colored by him? We can't live with him between us.
I'll get it. Well, obviously Flight 107 was on time. Mr. Ballantyne? Doctor, good to see you again.
I went directly from the airport to Dr. Gerald's office. Thought it would save time.
Good.
Holly, it's very nice seeing you again.
Holly, Mr. Ballantyne, I don't believe you've met my wife.
A pleasure, Mrs. Scorpio.
Thank you.
Well, shall we sit down, gentlemen?
Oh, thanks.
I'll leave you to your discussion.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Please, I understand.
She's charming, Robert. You're a very lucky man.
I think so. Well, let's get to it.
I find these events distressing in the extreme. I am very concerned. Well,
We're all concerned, Doctor, but we are attempting to remedy the situation.
As fast as possible.
Easy to say, Robert. Not easy to accomplish. Do you have a plan?
I was about to come to that, Doctor. Before I left my office in Washington, I went through and checked the contents of my safe. Now, the copy of the microfilm containing your equations is still there, quite secure.
I failed to get your point, Mr. Ballantyne.
My point is this, Doctor. If I provide you with a copy of the microfilm and your equations, can you recreate your work?
It's possible, of course. In fact, yes, it could be done, but it would take time.
How much time?
I have no idea.
Could you accomplish the work before the exposition opens?
I can try, but I can't guarantee success.
What if we provided you with some skilled technical help, some scientists, complete with security clearances? Would that speed things up?
If anything, it would delay me. The work, Mr. Ballantyne, is hardly simple. If I had help, I would have to waste all that time explaining procedures.
I see. Then you want no help.
No, sir. It would only impede me.
Doctor, I don't need to explain to you why we need this disc recreated before the exposition opens. I mean, if we fail to produce it, the United States would suffer tremendous embarrassment.
No one is more aware of that than I.
So then, if I provided you with a copy of the microfilm, you could begin your work.
I have no choice. Yes, I'll begin.
We will bend all efforts to find that disc.
Finding it is of paramount importance. Life and death.
Now, wait a minute. What's that mean?
I haven't had a chance to fill him in yet, Doctor.
Yes, apparently there's something here I've missed. What is it?
The disc was kept in a lead-lined box for maximum protection.
Yes, go on.
Whoever took the disc didn't take the lead container.
And that suggests what?
If the disc is exposed to air, it begins to absorb energy. This energy continues to build up.
Yes, go on.
Eventually, it will cause the disc to explode, and with terrifying force. And I use the word terrifying advisedly.
Good Lord. How long before it explodes?
No idea, inasmuch as it was never tested.
Can you give me an estimate?
It could be weeks or months. Since the reaction is unknown, there can be no sure way of calculating when it might occur.
I see. But eventually, it will explode.
Definitely.
Now look, this being the case, I think it's our obligation to inform the public.
No.
Look, we're talking about logic here. If we release it to the public that this disc is extremely dangerous, whoever's got it may just decide to turn it over to us.
There will be no public announcement until we've exhausted every means of trying to find the disc. No, I will not allow you to cause unnecessary panic amongst the public at large. As a matter of fact, no one must know that this disc has disappeared.
I think you're taking a very grave risk here.
That is my decision. Now, I'll review the matter in a few weeks. In the meantime, you continue your search, and I'll have the microfilm sent up from Washington so Dr. Gerald can begin his work.
Okay. I'll get back to the casino. It's the only place that the messenger spends enough time to possibly accomplish anything.
You informed me that he had other stops.
Yeah, that was just to throw us off the trail. I am convinced that disc was dropped somewhere in the casino. That's why I closed it down.
Oh, you think you can make that stick?
I haven't got a leg to stand on. Furthermore, Spencer knows it. I would say at this very moment, he's probably got lawyers working on the case right now. He'll be open in 24 hours.
Well, then, let's get cracking. Doctor, can you begin your work even before I have the microfilm brought here?
I can start setting up my lab.
Very good. Then do so immediately. You begin, Doctor, creating that disc. And Robert will try to find the original.
Hopefully before it explodes.